Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopping on. First time hopping on, my name is Anthony Kaufman. This is a video series that I'm making in order to share a little bit of what I've learned in hopes that it helps somebody to leapfrog their success and kind of move the needle forward. Today's, just got to be transparent with you. I was trying to plan it out, write it out. I just kind of got a little rant, little thing that's been on my mind, and I hopefully, obviously people like us, I think we have these kind of concerns. So I just want to share this with you guys. Are you on autopilot? Are we on autopilot? I've talked a lot about here on routines, schedules, getting in your morning, Jesse, getting in your zone, so to speak, setting up rituals and things like that in your morning. But kind of on that point, but kind of on another, that are you doing the same thing day in and day out? Are we looking at and analyzing why we're doing what we're doing? Are we just doing it because it's what we've always done? Are we doing it because it's what everybody else does? Are we doing it because, well, that's how things are done? And I don't know about you guys, but I think you guys share the same kind of chutzpah as I do, so to speak. I love tearing those things down. I love ripping them apart and exposing them and looking at them and going, why? Why do we do this way? The whole idea that, oh, this is how it's always been done, kind of gets me going, because it means that I'm going to be the first to do it a different way. I'm going to be the first to kind of mix things up, because if you're the first one to do something, how can you fail? No one else has ever done it. There's nobody to compare it to. And then everybody that does it after you is only building upon your success because they're just following and learning from what you did, doing it yourself first. So, even when I talk about rituals and having your routines in the morning to put you on in a prime state for your day, to attack your day, even I constantly mix up my schedule. I think you guys noticed yesterday I wasn't on, and I've been on every weekday for 2 months now. And yesterday I wasn't on because I mixed up my day. I had things that I had to knock out, and I knew my priorities and my things that I needed to handle. I had a lot of meetings back to back yesterday. I was in a prime state. I was just moving and going, and my morning just flowed, and I continued moving through that and rode the energy wave, so to speak. I don't know if you guys believe in energy as well, but I rode the wave of my morning because I was on, and I was going, making things happen, and knocking out a ton of things. And it was just a bunch of things that have been building up. You know that feeling when you've been putting a bunch of things into place, and it doesn't look like you're accomplishing a lot, but you're literally getting everything just like a game of chess. You're just putting everything in the right places, then you just knock out a bunch of things in one morning. That's how my day was yesterday. And it was that way because I had the rituals in place, working consistent each day towards it. But when it was time to attack, everything went to the side, and I made it happen. And I just want to kind of shake things up a little bit and make you guys think a little bit. Are we on autopilot? Are we determining our days? And really, I heard a wonderful quote this morning, and it stuck to me, and it's why I'm on this point for today. There was a pastor who was walking down a street in Russia, and he turned down the avenue, and there was a guard there. And the guard said, "Who are you? Where are you going? And why are you going there?" And the pastor kind of cocked his head and looked at him, and he goes, "How much do they pay you?" And the guy said, maybe $500-600 a week. He goes, "I will pay you double that to call me every morning and ask those same 3 questions." So asking ourselves, I think that's amazing, putting that into that context of every morning asking yourself, who are you? What do you stand for? What are your values? What is your vision? What are you trying to accomplish? 2, where are you going? Where are you going? What's your trajectory? Are we heading down a dead-end road? Are we in a job, or are we in a situation where there's really no light at the end of the tunnel, and if there is, it's a train? You know what I mean? Because I've been there. We've all been there. We've all had situations where you're doing it to do the do, or doing it to make ends meet, but it's constructing a plan to get yourself out of there so that you're heading in a trajectory of where you want to go. Where are you going? And then why are you going there? And reflecting on that why you want it. And the why of the why. Like, I wanted to supply a wonderful life for my family, but why? Did we have a wonderful life growing up? Do we want to create a legacy? Things like that. And another one that was on the thing that I listened to this morning is Joel Osteen, amazing speaker, chiropractor. Your level of vitality in your life is directly linked to and proportional to the vividness of your vision. And I'll say that again. Your vitality in life is directly linked to and proportional to the vividness of your vision. And there was a study done. It had a group, scientists were testing two groups of people. The first group of people, they constructed barriers like chairs and tables in the way. And on the other side of the room, there was a white wall with a red dot. And they said, we want you to get to that red dot as quickly as possible. They went. People were moving chairs, jumping over things, leaping around things, like doing all out that they could to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Why? Because they knew what they were doing. They were getting from point A to point B, the red dot on the wall, as quickly as possible, and why there was like a prize connected to it. Second group of people, no prize connected to it. No incentive, no direction. I just want you to go to the other side of the room. I want you to touch that red dot. They would literally walk around the barrier slowly because there's no oomph, there's no drive, and that is how we attack our days. If we're not asking ourselves questions like this and intriguing and pulling at why things are done a certain way, and even the things that we're doing, trying to get better at them each and every day, it becomes mundane. It becomes at a slow pace. Unless we're pushing ourselves each day, asking ourselves, who are we? What do we stand for? Where are we going and why? And when we're constantly critiquing these things and growing and moving and getting information from here and there, and then obviously then sharing information with others and growing in that aspect of becoming a leader, life moves out of the way. Life moves much more rapidly. And kind of went on a tangent there, but it's amazing the difference when there's an intention and you have not a list of things to do, like 1 through 30 that you have to knock out today, but an intention for your day. What do you want to accomplish today? What do we want to see happen between now and the end of our day? Because as I'm learning, I'm reading through some new material and listening to some new mindsets. It's amazing the idea of when you end your day, when you start your day. Meaning in the morning, or even the night before, contemplating over your day, seeing how you want things to work out, and having attention towards a point. You're not just clocking in, doing repetitive tasks all day, clocking out, go home, and sipping on a cylinder. It's having an intention and a drive. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little in some people's faces, but I feel like sometimes shaking things up and kind of just like taking yourself out of that rut, that just mundane, consistent activity helps to shake your life up and helps those leaps and bounds and progress. And totally going to touch on another point, but I'm like jazzed up. But it's that morning, Peter. It's that level of who are we, where are we going, why are we going there, and asking ourselves that each day. And again, I just got to say that quote from Joel Osteen: the vitality in our lives is directly linked to and proportional to the vividness of our vision. And touch on this, it's in the goal where they were moving through the chairs and trying to get to the wall when directed on speed and when not. It's the same thing as if any of you out there have children. I helped to raise my 2 little brothers, so I kind of understand this point. If I go up to, if I have children or if you have children, and you go up to them and you say, tomorrow we're going to Disney World, but you have to get your homework done. How quickly do you think those kids would knock out their homework, right? Because the goal, the idea, the vision of Disney World is so overriding to children that they will do anything. They'll do more cleaning and chores and tasks things that they normally hate doing, and it's like pulling teeth to get them to do it, they will knock that stuff out. But if you go to the same group of children and you say, I want you to do your homework, and if not, then when you're done, I need you to clean your room. Like there's no incentive, there's no drive. So our vision for our lives, our vision for what we want, are who are we, what do we want to accomplish, and where are we going, and why are we going there? Is that compelling driver? That is the Disney World. That is the goal. That is the end result. And the thing is there's obviously always a pull from opposites there. It's also enjoying the journey of getting there as well as the accomplishment, because sometimes when we lock onto the wrong thing, it can be kind of hollow because it's not the Disney World that you thought it was going to be, sort of thing. But it's having the compelling drive to pull you there, because it's just to be transparent, my biggest fear in life, and by any means, I always humble myself before I say something like this. Like I in my own mind, I haven't accomplished a huge amount in life. I've helped to influence some other people's lives. I've made a radical change in my own life, and I'm utilizing that to help other people. And for that reason, I feel fulfilled. I feel like I have contribution. I feel like I'm moving the needle, so to speak. But I'm not impacting world health. I haven't, cured cancer, like that sort of thing. But when we're at least trying towards something like that, pushing the envelope, pushing ourselves, pushing our life, and knowing, again, who we are, where we're going, and why we're going there, it's a total different essence of life. It's just what you're getting out of life, what you're getting out of your time here. Because our time is limited. None of us live forever. I think some of us are acting like it. But when we wade through life, when we're just doing the same thing day in and day out. Like we went to school. We went to school from 7 to 2 for 12 years, and then we go to college, and then we graduate from college, and we do a 9 to 5, and at the end of, when we're 65, we retire and hope there's a pension there, and then we go live I live in Florida. You live in a retirement home, which is like a controlled prison almost, just to wait out our years. And I think it's a crime that a lot of people wait until that time. People wait until their retirement, or they wait until their body's no longer able to keep up with what their mind desires, to pursue those dreams, to pursue what they want out of life, to explore the world, to see the world. And it's I think a lot of people discredit us as like the woo generation, or like the millennials who are, I think I'm a little too old for a millennial, but this group of people the older generations look at us and they're like, oh, well, they want so much without putting their work in. So we have to put the work in to get the results that we want. But we have a different why than the generations before us, because the generations before us, it wasn't okay to feel this way. Like, if you really think about it, it wasn't okay. It was do your job, like get it done, like work for the company for 40 years every day. Work for the company for 40 years. What do you mean you change jobs? Now most people have I believe it's anywhere between 15 and 30 jobs within their career, because we're not satisfied. And there's so much things like with depression in the world, and a sense of hopelessness when you speak to people, and you're open with people, and they open up to you, and you can feel the sense of like lostness, if that's even a word. Sorry, but the reason is because we're not doing the things we know we want to be doing, in the mindset of, if we just keep trudging away, someday someone's going to give us that golden ticket and let us know that it's time to pursue our dreams. And the thing is, there is no golden ticket. Nobody's waiting at the finish line to give you everything that you want. We have to go out there and we have to take it if we want it. So I'm not on autopilot today. I didn't write any of this. I wrote out the Joel Osteen quote to make sure I remembered his verbiage. But like, you got to mix it up sometimes. We have to mix up our lives, and we have to move things around in a way that keeps us on our toes and keeps things fresh. Because even if I think my wife has said it best. I've heard her say it a couple times. I say it a little bit different way, but I think mine's a little more crude. But rather go for our dreams and fail, massively fail, than to be the people on the sidelines criticizing the ones who don't have to go after their dreams. So that's the most brash way that I can put it. Is it's who are we? Who are you? Who am I? Where are we going? Where are you going? Where am I going? And why are we going there? And finding a reason that matters enough to pull us there. So that's my message for today. A little off from what I thought I was going to do today. I had my whole weeks planned out with messages that I want to share, but this is pressing upon me after something that I listened to this morning, and it's when you jump off the ledge, the parachute appears. And I've learned it in my own life, and I've seen it in other people, that when you lean in to what you want, rather than leaning back, rather than hesitating, rather than backstepping, things work out in your favor every single time. Everything always works out for our greatest good. You guys, make it a wonderful Friday. Keep it up through the weekend. Don't be part of that crowd that like checks out at 2 o'clock and then actually clocks out at 5 o'clock and then parties all weekend. Continue your goals. Pursue your goals over the weekend. And I will probably see you guys tomorrow. If not, keep up our weekday trend. And again, make it a wonderful Friday.